Hey guys, welcome to Talk Tech with Pawan. My name is Pawan, and I'm your host today. Um, Today's agenda for the live is to talk about GitOps. This is something that is every DevOps leader is talking about today. The new approach of deploying software with more speed and reliability. So I thought, why not talk about GitOps and understand how it works, what are the benefits, and why developers and enterprises love this approach of deploying software. So welcome again. So I have prepared a simple presentation to talk about GitOps. I'll share that presentation and we'll move along the way to understand what is GitOps and how it works and all the related things. So let me share my presentation. Cool. So I think you guys can see my presentation here. Let's start. So the first things first, what is GitOps? So GitOps was coined by the folks at VWorks in 2017. It is basically got introduced to do infrastructure automation. That's why it's also known as an infrastructure automation done well. When we GitOps and infrastructure automation, they both go hand in hand. And when we say GitOps, it's basically storing everything in your Git. The name itself it implies. And when I say storing everything in Git, it includes your code, artifactories, and all the manifest files. Everything will be stored in the Git. So yeah, so it's kind of the saying old wine in a new bottle, right? We don't you think we used to do this? We used to store everything, still store everything in a Git, all our code, the manifest files, artifacts. But the thing is now we with GitOps we have a streamlined process. We have a streamlined approach to deploy software easily. uh, so yeah, it can be seen as said as old wine in a new bottle, but we have got a strategy now to do software deployment with just an ease of use, using just a Git as a tool. So yeah, GitOps is kind of storing everything in the Git and then um, using it as a single source of truth for all our deployments. So it can be as simple as that. And if you see to Google Trends, this is how if you go to Google Trends, this is how the trend looks like when you search for the word GitOps as a search term. So it's of course up and about. It's going gradually up. So we hope to see a lot of enterprises using GitOps in the coming days uh, because since Kubernetes is becoming the de facto tool for container orchestration, GitOps will soon become the one de facto strategy to deploy software with ease. So yeah, coming to the next one, how GitOps works, it's as simple as we got to know that it is storing all your code pipeline, like all the artifacts in your source control repository, and where you define the desired state as code and and it is stored in a Git. A GitOps agent here, what ArgoCD does is, for example, ArgoCD GitOps agent will then compares both actual and desired state, right? What is changed in the Git and what is there, what is has to be, and if it finds any drift, it will pull the changes and to make both the states, the actual and the desired states, equal. It's basically, for example, you have a manifest file, YAML file, Kubernetes YAML file in your Git, and if you change the replicas from 2 to 3, the GitOps agent like ArgoCD will detect that change and it will try to pull those changes and deploy to make both the actual and desired states equal. So that's how it's as simple as that. I'm just taking a very simple example here. So That's how it works. And you might ask, hey, Pawan, we got know about GitOps, and we also know DevOps. What is the difference between these two, DevOps and GitOps? So yeah, so DevOps is mainly of a cultural phenomena. We can say it's basically prescriptive, right? DevOps is basically prescriptive, and it's a cultural phenomena change in an organization. It can be seen as, but GitOps is more declarative, and it's more um, uh, declarative in a way that all the files can be in a declarative fashion, YAML fashion. Everything is defined as a code. But DevOps is kind of ocean. You cannot define anything there. It's a large ocean, right? So GitOps can be seen as an extension of DevOps, right? While DevOps can spread across different tools, GitOps basically focuses on Git, using Git as on the only source of truth. This is how simply we can differentiate between DevOps and GitOps. Basically, DevOps can be seen as a subset of DevOps. So yeah. So and why developers and enterprises love GitOps? So it's not like learning any new shiny tool like Kubernetes. Of course, Kubernetes we have to know while using GitOps, but yeah, there is nothing. Git is very simple to use because all developers from their beginning of the career they know how to use Git, and they are very much familiar with it. And since they use Git, tracking and observability is very easy. The learning curve is very easy, and is very less, and less human intervention, and reduced downtimes. That's what enterprises want, right? And also easy rollback in case of any, if there is any disaster or error. And both dev and ops can collaborate easily when there is everything is stored under one roof, unlike one place. So that's why developers and enterprises find it very simple. And I think this is the way going forward. And is GitOps right for you? I get a lot of questions when I talk about GitOps. Is GitOps right for me or my enterprise? See, assuming most of your workloads are already in the cloud, and like that is the way. Even when you start doing DevOps, you want to deploy software fast, and that's why you tend to use cloud services. And your company is already utilizing the power of containers, Docker, and you have plans to use cloud native technologies like Kubernetes to deploy your software and to scale your applications. And at some point, you would love to increase your deployment speed, right? So every company wants to do that. So then, yes, if these are the things, then of course DevOps is worth evaluating. So yeah, we'll see a simple demo using ArgoCD, how if we make any change in our repo and how it gets pulled automatically by the agent like ArgoCD, and then how it deploys our application. So let's get started. Hey guys, so in the last video we saw what is GitOps and how it works, why it is gaining a lot of popularity in the DevOps in the software development field. So now we will see a simple demo or using ArgoCD how to do GitOps. Okay. So let me share my screen. I hope you guys can are able to see my screen. So we'll follow simple. Here is a simple tutorial. We follow that, and I'm going to show you how exactly GitOps works. And when we do simple change in your Git repo that we'll be using, it's here. So when we do a simple change, and how ArgoCD or GitOps system picks it up and pulls the changes and deploys it. Sure. So I have my sample cluster created here. Uh, I'll use that for that. Use a new window, my terminal, to make sure I created the key config entry for that cluster. Then let's follow it. We need to first create a namespace ArgoCD. We'll do that. And then kubectl will apply this particular thing. So you can see it will take a minute or two. This will create a new namespace ArgoCD where ArgoCD services and application resources will live. Yeah, you can see how everything is getting created on that ArgoCD namespace. Then after this, let it complete. Sure. After this, we will download the ArgoCD CLI. We will need this. And after that, there are many ways where how we can, access the ArgoCD API server, and we'll use the first one, like service type as load balancer, and we'll copy this. We'll just use this command, and hopefully we should be seeing it in our services. Where is our ArgoCD server? Yeah, here is our ArgoCD server. The endpoint is getting created. See, yeah. Let me refresh this. Sorry, we should not go to services and this. We should go to workloads. And here is our ArgoCD server, and you should see here. There you go. The service, the load balancer type is exposed, and you can just click this endpoint. You will get like this warning message: your connection is not private. Then you can go just proceed this. Cool. So I think hopefully you should see the ArgoCD UI here. Now we need to have our username and password, right? So let's see, the username is admin, and the password you can get a password through with this command. So let's run this command. So this is our password. Copy this, and we already know it is admin, and this is our password. Let's sign in. Cool. So here you see ArgoCD UI. There's a new app. We need to connect our app, the resources, our repository. So let's do a new app. Application name, we can just say GitOps example. Then the project is default. Accessing policies manual. There are two things where you can keep it manual or automatic. The repository URL is this. Here is our repository URL. I'll share this thing in the comments so that you can also fork this and use it. Yes, and then the path is we'll do then Helm guestbook. This is our Helm guestbook path. The error values.yaml file is there. And then cluster URLs default namespace is ArgoCD. Do you remember we created the namespace? The namespace name is ArgoCD. Cool. I think we are all done. Just need to create this. You see, it says missing and out of sync. As soon as you create your new app, you connect your repository here, the status is missing and out of sync. That is, of course, what you need to do is you need to say, I think, sync. Yeah, say sync and synchronize. See, synced, and then starts progressing. Hopefully you should see there again a green heart. Yes, so we're all set with our repository or all our files here. Both the actual and the desired state both are in sync. Now what we'll do, we'll go here and you see replica count is 4. Let's check that. We'll go to our app. Since everything is synced, you see the replica counts as 4, right? Let's make it, let's change something here. Let's change in your values.yaml file. Let's make it 3. Right. Let's commit the changes. Let's go back. Okay. The applications. If you see refresh apps, sorry. Close. It says when you refresh it, it says out of sync. So what we need to do, we need to deploy these changes. We need to pull those changes out with synchronize. To do that, it got synced. How to check this? Can you see? Before there were 4 and now the replicas are 3. That's what we did here, right? So that's how the things are getting pulled and they're getting deployed. You can see the same thing in your services and in US. See, you see, GitOps example, Helm, guestbook, 3 replicas, 3 pods running. If I change it to 4, it'll can become 4. Right. Change it to 4. Now again, the will sync it. To synchronize with sync. And you should see 4 here. And when you refresh this, you should see 4 here. So yeah, this is how simple GitOps workflow works. Hopefully, I think you understood how to set up your simple ArgoCD server and then do GitOps. Cool. Thanks for joining, and we'll see you soon in my next videos. Thanks.